In today's Procreate art tutorial, I'm going to show you how to paint this maple leaf in digital watercolor, step by step. If you're interested, please keep on watching. Hello and welcome to Color with Kendi. For today's video, we're going to need a few supplies, which I have listed in the pinned comment as well as the description. And there's also a free traceable for you for the maple leaf, or you can draw your own. Let's begin. So I'm using the Amazing Watercolor brush pack. It comes with a paper texture, so I'm just going to make a duplicate copy of it by swiping to the left. And then I'm going to import the traceable by going into the Actions menu. And before I do that, I actually want to import it right above the top layer. So I'm just going to tap there, then go to the Actions menu, Add, Insert a photo. So now that the leaf has been inserted, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and there is a color palette right at the top, and you can choose to use this color palette or pick any colors that you like and get really creative. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to go to the Layers panel, and we are going to start painting in the Paint Here layer. But let's talk about the game plan first. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to fill in the leaf with some base color and create the shape for the leaf. Then we're going to add on some fun effects with clipping masks. And then we're going to add in the details on the leaf as well as all of these lines. And then we're going to paint in the stem and the shadow, which is optional. So that is our game plan. Everything is in chapters, and you can find the chapters and timestamps in the pinned comment. So let's start the first step, which is to paint in the leaf. So go to the Layers panel and make sure that you're in this layer here, the Paint Here layer. It should be between the paper overlay and the paper background. Go into your color palette, press and hold, and select that color. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the brush library, the Amazing Watercolor, and select this watercolor overlay brush. And I'm just going to lay down the pigment. Don't worry about the shape. We will worry about that in the next step. Just lay down the pigment in one layer without lifting your pencil. If you lift your pencil and add more pigment, you'll get this sort of overlap, which you can smudge out, but I don't want that for this particular step. So that's all you have to do in this step. Then go into the Layers panel, tap on plus, create another layer, and move it just below this layer that we've already painted. And what we're going to do is we're going to create the shape of the leaf in this layer, and then we're going to use this layer as a clipping mask. So what will happen is whatever shape you create in this layer will end up having this texture applied to it. So all you need to do is tap here now, tap on clipping mask. It's disappeared for a moment. It will come back. I'll show you what to do. And just go into this layer. Then go into the brush library and go into Shape Maker A. Then go into your color menu and double tap at the 10 o'clock position. So it should snap, and it will snap to white. And now when I start to paint in, what's happening is I'm getting a line that has a watercolor edge, and it's picking up the texture in this layer. The reason I'm painting this way is because we have a complex shape, and it's far easier to make the shape in white first. So essentially that's what we're going to do here, and then apply the texture rather than painting directly with the watercolor brush. That's a little bit harder for a more complex shape like this. So what I'm going to do now is just going to go around and kind of create the same shape as our traceable. Okay, so I've gone around the shape, and let me turn off the traceable and just make sure that the shape that you have created has no gaps. It's a closed shape. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use color drop, and we're just going to take this white, drop it in, and the entire shape is now filled. So essentially what you've done with this step is you have created a shape here, the shape of the maple leaf, and we have added some pigment on top of that. And the reason why I like to do this way is if I want to change the color of this pigment, I can. And I can always change the shape much more easily I find that with a complex shape like this maple leaf, it's far easier to use this technique for painting. All right, so the next step, we're going to create another layer, make it a clipping mask, and we're going to start adding in our fun effects. So I'm going to go back to that traceable because I want to see the colors, and I'm going to pick this color right here. I'm going to go into the brush library and select the pigment bleed overlay brush. And then I'm going to start to add some pigment here along the edges. And this is really up to you, how much pigment you add, where you add it. Feel free. If you want to dot it everywhere, you most certainly can. I'm going to add more pigment towards the edges. And maybe even make this brush a little bit bigger. Okay. If you want to smudge this out, you definitely can. You can go into the smudge tool, go to the smudger A. There's 2 smudgers that comes with the set. I would pick smudger A for this. And with smudgers, my advice is always to start small. And then if it's too small, you can work your way up, but don't go too big initially. And if you want to smudge it out, you can. So that's the first layer of added pigment. So it's kind of like wet on wet technique. Then I'm going to go into the layers panel, add another layer and make that a clipping mask too. And then I'm going to select this color right here, quite intense. And I'm going to choose a different brush. I'm going to choose the hard edge overlay A brush. And I am going to start to use light pressure in certain areas and then increase the pressure and then lighten the pressure. And then what you get is these kind of edges that you sometimes see in watercolor when it dries. So let me really show you how this brush works in a different layer, just so it's easier for you to see. So this is a non-clipping mask layer. You don't need to do this step with me, but just to see how this brush works. So light pressure, heavy pressure, and then keep the pencil on the screen, don't lift. And then it starts to erase away some of that. So you have the option of erasing away some pigment if you want, and you want to get a really hard edge somewhere. So you can definitely play around with that brush. So I'm going to go back to this layer and I'm going to add some extra pigment in certain areas, and maybe in some areas I'm just going to erase it. And if we want to smudge something out, we can go back to the smudger, and if you think it's a bit much, you can smudge areas out as well. And then I want to add in some pigment with this grainy pigment overlay brush B. I'm going to do this in a different layer. And let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's interesting. So it adds this kind of interesting look. It might be a little bit intense. We can always reduce the opacity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and just tap in certain areas and add that pigment, and then maybe reduce the opacity just a notch, I think I'm happy with that. You can continue to add more pigment if you'd like. You can do it in multiple layers. That way, if there's something you don't end up liking, you can just remove it like that. That is the beauty of working in digital watercolor. You can remove any layer that you want, and you can create different looks with that. So now I'm going to add another layer. Again, make it a clipping mask. And what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of darkness to some of the points, the tips of the leaves. So I'm going to grab this orange and go really dark, but not quite black. And then I'm going to go back to that pigment bleed overlay brush that we had. I'm just going to zoom in and just add, actually that was a bit too big. I'm going to go a bit smaller and add just hints of darkness to some of these tips. Okay, I'm happy with that. I do want to add one more thing before we move on to the stem. So I'm going to go back to the layers panel, tap on plus, make it a clipping mask, and I am going to go to the paint splatter brush. And what I want to do is create a few splatters here and there. I'm not sure which color I want to use, so I'm going to experiment. Let's see, maybe try red. I think that's a bit too intense for me, so I'm going to go a little bit lighter. Let's see. No, that's not quite the color. Maybe a little less saturated. So sometimes you have to change up the colors and then see what you like. Just gonna add a little bit to it. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. I can keep going. I can keep adding far more texture, but I'm going to stop here. And now we are going to start working on the details of this leaf. So I'm going to do that in a completely different layer, not making that a clipping mask. And then I'm going to go to this brush right here, the dual color toothy detail. You can use either one. I want the lines to be a little bit toothy, which means the tooth of the paper would show through, kind of like a dry brush. And this is a dual color brush, so select 2 colors. So I have this color selected, which I'm happy with. And then for the second color, I'm going to select a darker version of that color, like that. So now I have 2 colors. Make sure the 2 colors that you've selected are the ones you intend to use, because if you have 2 crazy colors that don't work well together, this will not look good. So I think that looks nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this traceable, tap on N, reduce the opacity, because I want to be able to see the lines that I'm making here. Yes, I think that's good contrast. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from the bottom actually, with heavy pressure, and then I'm going to release the pressure as I move up. So do you see there's a little bit of toothiness to that line? If you don't like that, then just use the other brush. That one does not have that toothiness. I'll show you. That one looks like that. So it's really your preference. You get to pick how you want your final illustration to look. You can also change the colors. And I always start from the bottom and then work my way up, because that way I can control the pressure, have heavy pressure, and then thin out my pressure as I move towards the edge. So I'm just going to go around and do that for all of these lines. Okay, so I've completed the lines. I feel like they're a little bit dark. So at this point, you could change the color of the lines, or you could do what I'm going to do is just to reduce the opacity. So I'm in that layer with the lines. I'm going to tap on N and then reduce the opacity to my liking. And now we're going to work on the stem. I'm going to go into the layers panel, tap on plus to create a new layer. I'm going to go to the brush library. And for the stem, because it's a very simple shape, I'm actually just going to use one of these brushes. I'm not going to use the shape maker as we did earlier. So I'm going to use dark outline B, because I want the shape to have a little bit of a rough edge. So now I'm going to zoom in. Let's test out the brush. I think it's a bit too big. So I'm going to go in a little bit smaller. And maybe I will make the color a tad lighter. So this is kind of your personal preference. And just color in the stem. So I'm going to start from the bottom. And then lighten my pressure. And there we go. So this is pressure sensitive. So if you use heavy pressure, your line will be like this. If you use light pressure, like this. What you want to do for the stem is heavy and then go up light. So that is the stem done. If you want to add a little bit more visual interest to the stem, you can go into the layers panel, add another layer, make it a clipping mask, then go in with a much darker color and just add it on one side like this, and then just blend it out just a touch. Now, if you want, you can add a shadow. If you look at the original traceable, let's go back to that traceable. There was a hint of a shadow here. So you could paint that in with a light gray color. So this is optional. You don't have to do this step. So I'm going to go in with a light gray. And I'm going to do it with this same brush, dark outline B, and just test out the color. I'm in the wrong layer. So always a good idea to remember which layer you're in. So create a new layer for the shadow. And yeah, I think that's a good color, and we can always add on a little bit more color afterwards. And while you fill in the shadows, try not to lift your brush, because if you lift your brush, you're going to have to smudge it. So I lifted my brush there. And now I will need to smudge out all of this. So I try to avoid this smudging just by avoiding lifting the pencil. At this point, there are a few things we can do to take this up a notch. So I am realizing that this line that I drew here isn't quite connected to this line. It's looking a little off to me. So what you can do is go to the layers panel and find the layer where you have your lines, if your lines are off, and you can always go into the transform tool and then go to warp. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. And just adjust things so that it looks right. So that's kind of the beauty of digital. You always fix things if they don't look right. So I think that looks better because we all make some mistakes. So I think that looks nicer. And at this point, if you want to add some splatters to this around the leaf, you can definitely do that with the ink splatter brush. But I'm going to leave it as is. There is one thing I wanted to do, a little secret of mine, to get hard edges. So right now, if you see, the edges are not completely smooth, which is what you see in watercolors. They're never fully smooth, but they don't have the hard edge that you see with this brush. So what you can do if you want that hard edge for this leaf is to go into your layers panel. And what we want to do is basically merge all of the layers for the leaf down to one layer. And you can do that just by grabbing all of them like that. So now our entire leaf is on one layer. Let's make a duplicate of it so we can do a side-by-side comparison of before and after. So just duplicate it, do that. And let's turn off that top layer and let's work on the bottom layer. So what we're going to do to create that hard edge is we want to select the outside of the maple leaf and then feather that selection a little bit so that it selects just the edge, and then we're going to darken it. So in order to do that, all you have to do is go to the selection tool, make sure you're on automatic, tap outside the leaf, make sure it looks like this. If it doesn't, then maybe you will need to change your selection threshold by going, see, that's too much. If it's looking like this, that's too much. Then you need to use the pencil on the screen to reduce your selection threshold. I'm happy with that. Tap on feather. So what's going to happen is it's going to start to not only select the background, but also select a little bit of the leaf, the edges. So I'm going to go to 4%. So it's going to select just the edges of the maple leaf. And now we're going to darken it. So go to hue, saturation, and brightness. That's one way of doing it. Or what I like to do, I found this method works far better. I go to curves. I'm going to show you like this. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And then on gamma, if I tap here and then I go down like this, do you see what happens? Just keep looking at the leaf. If I go up, it looks very soft and kind of like angelic. And if I go down, it just makes the edges just a notch darker. And if you want it to be really dark, you can go like that. I think that's a bit much, so I like to leave it there. That's just a technique that I find works for me. And now I'm just going to tap here and I'm going to remove the selection. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn this off, turn this on. Do you see? It's not popping as much. Just look at this edge. Now it pops more. So that's a very subtle way to make your painting pop a little more. It just adds a subtle darkness to the edges. So that is how you paint a maple leaf in watercolor in Procreate. And with this technique where we have created a shape and then we've added texture, you have a lot more flexibility rather than painting directly. That's my personal experience. So any complex shape, I tend to use this method. For simpler shapes like we had the stem, I will use a brush that is transparent and I will paint directly. So if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in getting the set, you can get the set in the description and the pinned comment. I will see you in the next video. Bye!